Welcome back. So today we're going to make a graph of the Great Lakes. And this is going to be kind of a weird graph. It's going to be a bar graph. The top of the bar is going to represent the top of the lake, and the bottom of the bar is not going to be the bottom of the graph. It's going to be the bottom of the lake. All of our measurements are going to be against sea level. So if it's above zero, it's above sea level. If it's below zero, it's below sea level. That's the level of the oceans. Lake Superior's up here. And as we get closer to the ocean, going through Lake Huron and Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, we're going to get closer to the level of the ocean. But the bottom of the bars is going to be the bottom of the lakes, and that's going to vary quite a bit, as we'll see. We're going to be using this data, and now data is just numbers. It's hard to really tell any patterns. So let's just jump into the graph. Our first lake is going to be Lake Superior, and I'm going to just kind of write some stuff out on the back, and you need to also. So the Superior elevation, so elevation, that's the top of the lake. I'll put top in parentheses. That's the surface. I should have put surface. We'll use feet. The elevation of the surface of Lake Superior is 600 feet. And now the bottom of the lake is the surface minus the depth. And we have two depths. We have the maximum depth and we have the average depth. We're going to use the maximum depth. So the maximum depth of Lake Superior is 1,332. When we subtract those, we're gonna get a negative number, but that's okay, because that just means it's below sea level. So I guess we get 600 minus 1332. I'm gonna use a calculator because sometimes these negative numbers mess me up. So 600 minus 1332 equals a negative 732. So that tells us what we need for Lake Superior. Looking at our scale, I've already wrote the scale in here for you. Here's going to be lake. The first lake will be Superior. Make sure you finish off the labels. I've done it on both sides. We also need a title. I'll throw the title in while I'm at it. So the surface, that's pretty easy, 600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, right on that line. We're gonna make a bar that's 3 boxes wide. So I'll make a line from here to there. And then the bottom of the lake is minus 732. Now be careful with negative numbers, because notice the numbers, they're getting smaller as you go down, but the number goes up. You know how negative numbers work. So this is minus 700. This would be minus 750. Minus 732 would be right about there. And now I'm going to use a straight edge to connect them. And that's Lake Superior. The top of Lake Superior is at 600 feet above sea level, and the bottom of Lake Superior is a deep lake. The Lake Superior is 1,300 feet deep, 1,300 feet below that, so minus 732 above sea level is the bottom of the lake. And then we'll do the same thing for Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario in that order. Show this work on the back. I think that'll help keep clear what you're doing. So I want to see a little box of data for each of the lakes. And I'm just going to kind of fast forward. Let's say these are our bars. And obviously yours is going to be much neater than that and accurate. And I just made that stuff up. The next thing I want you to do is to, we've got the labels of the lakes right here, but I want you to draw in the bodies of water that connect the lakes. And you'll have to look on a map for this. So Lake Superior to Lake Michigan, well, there isn't anything that connects those two lakes. Those two lakes aren't connected directly. Instead, Lake Superior is connected to Lake Huron. And there are kind of three bodies of water that connect Lake Superior. There's the water can go down the St. Mary's River, or the water can go through the Soo Locks. This is a big drop from this lake to this lake. So the water that goes down the St. Mary's River goes through rapids. Big boats can't handle that. So the boats go through the Soo Locks, which is a boat elevator that lowers the boat to the level of the next lake, and then it continues on. So I also want you to write down what connects those two, what connects those two, where does that water go, and also what connects these two. So look those up on a map, write them in on these little jumper lines. When you're finished with all that, answer these 6 questions kind of down here on the back and turn it in. Have fun with that.